I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no else, I gotta get it, no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
Well, a very good afternoon and welcome back to Mulhouse in France.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon to Lincoln Hahn. We're about to get underway with the medal matches in the European Judo Championships for mixed teams. Lincoln Hahn is going to tell us who we can look forward to. Let's take a look first of all at the bronze medal matches. Who have we got matched up?
Well, first we're going to start with Italy versus Germany, followed by Turkey versus Hungary.
Okay, and then we've got the final.
That's right. I jumped ahead of myself.
That's okay.
And in fact, in the final, we have the host nation France versus Netherlands.
Well, it couldn't really be better than having the host nation in here. We've got the crowd. They're all, sitting on the edge of their seats in anticipation of what should be a very, very good final. The Dutch team have done really well. But let's take a look, first of all, at how the French team got here. We've got a few highlights.
Well,
and it was a strong team, wasn't
yes,
it? We saw from Tassier there, and one of the French heavyweights, Léa Fontaine.
Well, they had a bye in the first round, and then second match they had against the Ukrainian team, and then in the semi-final they defeated Turkey to find themselves in the final.
Yep.
And and the other side, Netherlands defeated Georgia in
their first round.
Yes, really strong first round match.
And it was odd that the Netherlands, who had been in the final last year, were not one of the... Oh, yes, they were. They were one of the top 4 seeds.
Georgia wasn't.
It was Georgia, yeah. That was Karen Stevenson throwing there beautifully. And it's possible that we may not see her in the final because they may put the other heavyweight in, Marit Kamps.
That's right.
A good strong team though. But Sanne van Dijken, Matthias van Harten, who's making a bit of a comeback, Shannon van der Meeberg, Just Spijkers, Karen Stevenson and Frank de Wit. We're not sure of the exact makeup because they may do a little bit of a change.
Well, definitely they battled some strong fields to come to the final once again for the second time since last year, where the Netherlands took second place, where France actually crashed out in the early rounds last year. So I'm sure they're more than pleased to be in the final here on home ground.
And we haven't had a 3-3 yet, have we?
No, surprisingly. Okay. We haven't had any team match that ended up with a draw to be decided by a random golden score contest.
All right, the crowd are getting into it, and we're about to get into it. I think we've got something else to show you before we get underway. It may very well be from our partners on TV, but whatever it is, it will come up in a minute. are ready to get underway with the medal matches. In the final block, in the mixed team European Judo Championships being staged here in Mulhouse in Lincoln Hahn and myself have the pleasure of being able to bring you commentary on the medal matches, the first of which features Italy going up against Germany. And I'm going to give you over to Lincoln Hahn to give you the rundown of the two teams.
For Italy, we are starting with the women's 170 kilograms category with Ancia Pavano, followed by men's over 90 kilograms category, Lorenzo Agro Silvien, followed by women's under 57 kilograms category, Giulia Cajano, and men's under 73 kilograms, Gabriel Suli. Women's under 70 kilograms category, Irene Girotti, and finally men's under 90 kilograms category, Lorenzo Milano. And on the German side, we have Leah Schmidt, Jonas Schreiber, Sea Bauhaus, Alexander Bernd-Gebler, Merlin Galandi, and finally Alexander Vichajak. So that's the team competition on two sides.
Referee in the middle for this one is well, it's a good, strong team from the Germans, I think. Just going to put a little star, not a big star, and not any more than one star next to the name of the I just think they may have the edge there, slightly more experience and possibly a little bit more I don't mean long in the tooth, you know, but age experience as well as being out on the surface as well. Now we're going to begin with the plus 70 kilo weight category. That's the opening contest.
We have Ancia Pavano in white representing Italy and Leah Schmidt representing Germany in blue.
Each round of the competition begins at a different point as far as the weight categories are concerned. So there's no real advantage. It can be, but because it's done at random, there's no plan set out in the beginning as to where we're going to start. Hopefully that helps out a little bit.
We're going to start out the day, the first round in the men's 73 kilograms category, with each round moved up the weight category.
Yes, up the weight category and down the list.
Exactly.
That made me laugh this morning. That was quite humorous.
And now we're here starting at 70 kilograms category. Two super heavyweights fighting.
And two really high quality former athletes in the coaches chair. Francesco Brieri for Italy, sharply decked off in a nice suit. I'm sure it's an Italian one that he's wearing.
And if I know, it's probably tailored.
Yeah, probably. And then Erica Miranda. I wonder if Erica Miranda's name is still on our list of points. And they drop off after a certain amount of time, but she was so highly rated up there, she probably still got points that remain. Although they drop off after 2 years, so she probably is.
I think if she decides to come back, it wouldn't be such a hard task for her. But I think she's happy settled in the role as a coach.
I think it might be hard to make the weight now. She gives every appearance of looking extremely healthy now, I guess. Put on a couple of pounds. No scorers yet. Left arm over the top there. For Leah Schmidt, just threatening on that side. All sorts of instructions coming from Erica Miranda about what she thinks Schmidt should be doing. Maybe that was one of them.
Francesco Rieri to encourage the Italian girl to move a little bit more, as she just picked up her first penalty for passivity.
Tavano just a little bit off the pace there. Schmidt picking up a couple of attacks and just getting ahead slightly. Tavano trying to work on the ground. No, just slipped the head there.
Still working on that arm.
Stretch it out. Yeah.
Interesting. Can she open that arm?
Arthur Benzvi is going to give her one more try at this.
Now with her hips switch to the other side, it's better to get leg under.
Not going anywhere now. And poor Mate. Yeah. Well, she had a good go at it. It wasn't as though she hadn't been offered enough time. Wasn't able to affect the turnover. It's eaten up quite a lot of the clock. If you look at the time left now, just over a minute left to go. Single Shido picked up by Tavano.
These two are about similar in age. Tavano is 20 years old and Schmidt is 22.
I'm sure that Francesco was telling Tavano there, you're going to have to pick it up. He's doing most of the attacking. We'll see who's first here. Well, difficult to call that an attack. He stuck the right leg out. If he did there, that's lovely. That really is good work.
Yuko Toshi to the left side and straight down into Yuko Shirogatami.
And perfect translation as well. Otoshi. Yoko Otoshi, that side drop.
And Rosaria Vassetti-Ippon brings the first win to Leah Schmidt for the German team.
I'm going to move these sheets a little bit closer to you. We've got some sheets here that we can make our records on, and
thank you.
Give that. We'll take this out of the way. That's what happened in the semi-finals. I like to keep a tidy table.
That's a good habit.
Yeah. I'm notorious for being untidy, but when it comes to work, I like to keep things tidy. Right, coming up next. Go for it, Lincoln.
We have Lorenzo Agro Sylvain of Italy in white and Jonas Schreiber of Germany in blue. And Schreiber showed some good judo in the earlier rounds. And Agro Sylvain is a little bit static until he gets the second penalty usually, from what we have seen. And then becomes quite active in the last minute, you know, pulling out Uchimata, Uchigari, just to show that he can throw when pushed. So hopefully we'll see a more active version of him. These two have the opposite stance, Kenkayutsu.
Right-sided Uchigari attempt there from Schreiber. Just had Agro Sylvain hopping back to defend against that.
And now over the top grip, just didn't have the sleeve.
He's done that before, hasn't he?
Yes.
With that Uchimata. That left Uchimata has got him in trouble a couple of times today. Do you remember when he almost went over for the Tsukeshi?
Yep.
It just seems to be falling off to his right side, which makes it easier.
He's got that dominant grip to start, but he's not convinced.
Yeah, it's not convincing. You're quite right.
Like he feels like maybe he fears a little bit of counterattack, so he just drops.
Yeah, falling forward and falling to one side as well, away from the target. And he's a big, strong guy. Needs to be a little bit closer and stay in against the target for a little bit longer. Really pull his opponent onto him, onto that leg for the Uchimata.
Because the hard part is getting that hand over the back, and he's able to get it consistently. Now playing it near the edge.
Well, Schreiber helped him out of the area, but you know, it's clear. It's so clear that he could have come back in. He could have moved left or right and come back into the competition area. Why would you step back?
Or even do an attack, whatever technique.
And it's not as though Schreiber pushed into the edge of the area. He wandered towards the edge of the area all on his own accord.
And again, they're getting close to the edge. I hope he doesn't make the same mistake.
Edge is one thing, but up in that corner. So I think they both pick up penalties here. Neither of them did a great deal. Yeah.
They're choosing to take the sleeve.
However, that means that Agro Sylvain has picked up 2 penalties. We've got a minute and a half left to go.
Which can be a long time at this pace.
It's too long to be trying to hold off your opponent and to think you can avoid picking up another penalty yourself.
And again, Agro Sylvain a little bit trouble with that sleeve hand.
The thing is, he's got himself into a nice position here. If you look at this, he's the one with the dominant grip.
That's right.
Nice big left arm, it goes over the back, can threaten here. He even got the left leg across there. Yeah, just missing something. 40-odd seconds left to go. For all his threatening, he still ends up with having 2 penalties against him, and the German athlete, Jonas Schreiber, just the 1 into the last half a minute.
Looks like Schreiber's really doing more, a little bit more, and
couldn't come up with some Ashiwaza on the way down. That would have been a quality move, Uchimata, and then some Ashiwaza on the way down, but that's asking a lot.
Schreiber's getting that sleeve control with his left hand, pushing forward, faking with the leg, not really real attack, just, you know, kind of getting his opponent to move forward and look more passive. That's not gonna go well. But Agro Sylvain dropping down like that, even with 4 seconds left. And there we go. Another penalty for passivity goes to Agro Sylvain.
It's a rather damp ending to what could have been quite a lively contest, but penalties unfortunately picked up not just by Agro Sylvain but Schreiber as well.
Already 2-0. Germany is leading Italy. Coming up next, we have Giulia Cangiano in white, representing Italy, and Seya Mulhouse of Germany in blue.
Both fighters keen to get on with it, but we have a slightly longer introduction than usual, and it was Roland Poiger of Austria, the referee in the middle for this one, who just held the athletes back for a moment.
Oh! That's I gotta look at the time, but definitely it's gonna go down as one of the fastest contests in this tournament. Probably the fastest one being the first match of the day. But that was superb. I believe Utsuri-Goshi. Yep, changing the hip. frontal entry. Change. Some people call it frontal uchimata, but I'll give it.
I put that down at 5 or maximum 6 seconds.
I agree.
Because it was 55 on the clock as she went over. Maybe the landing was on 56. 3-0. The Germans lead against Italy. So it's a completely uphill battle here for for Italy. They've got to win every contest now to stay in the match.
Well, Gabriel Sully in white has to carry the whole weight of his team on his shoulders against Alexander Bert Gabler of Germany in blue, because really it's up to Sully to win this one, to keep his team in this match, to continue being down 3-0. If Gabler wins this one, then the German team will win by majority, and that will be the end of the bronze medal effort for Italy. Well, Sully is a stylish fighter, and you know, he can pull out some stuff unexpectedly, as we've seen in the earlier rounds.
Sully was just encouraged to remain off the area there by Gabler.
Now Gabler is on the receiving end of being pushed out by Sully.
I'm glad they didn't give Sully a penalty for stepping out. I mean, there wasn't a great deal that he could do. He was trying to come back in, but everywhere he went, Gabler was just helping him out. Oh, almost. We saw, what was it that we saw? That Leo Schmidt throw with the Yoko. Was it Yoko Otoshi or?
I think it was Yuko Otoshi. Yeah. You're right.
In the opening contest. He threw well. I think Gabler fancied his chances.
Oh, that's well, he was taken down, but he fell onto his
chance on
the, again, this is you know, where
face across the face. Yeah.
This time the referee can see, and we can see it too. That's always a risky thing, you know, when you're pointing, and it could become like a choke, or you could apply enough pressure on the jaw, on the lips, and you know, you end up just submitting.
Yes, it can be very painful.
Did you have a oh, okay, that's
yes, I did. Of course, I went down there. It was quite humorous. Chatting to Matthias van Harten, the Dutch boy who had been complaining about being strangled. I reminded him that when he was dishing it out earlier on to the Georgian, he wasn't complaining then, was he? So it was quite humorous. With the Dutch coaching staff as well, we all were all chatting, and it went down well. No scorers yet inside the second half of the contest. Little Sutemi was a failed. Tried to ambush him there, didn't he? As soon as he had the grip on, went for the attack, but Gabler wasn't about to walk onto it. That looks a bit better this time. He's going to have to tap. Yeah.
There was a mistake for Sully doing the seotoshi and leaving the neck exposed.
Well, he'd been there earlier on, hadn't he? And defended the choke. So he must have known that Gabler was keen to get involved in some near-waza.
Oh, it's a wipeout.
Yep. Bit of a thrashing there from Germany. 4-0 over the Italians. It means that Marlena Galandi and Alexander Witzacek don't have to compete. 4-0, Germany.
I think Sully being underneath, especially with Gabler's leg over his right shoulder, that really
trapping him,
like reduced most of his defense.
Italy versus Germany. In blue judo team Germany. Winning the bronze
20 minutes that took the Germans to overcome the Italians. The Italians finish in 5th place. It's a bronze medal that goes to Germany. And where did they finish up last year? Were they not...
The Germans?
Yeah.
Well, the Germans were not in the top.
They weren't. They didn't medal then.
No, they were
Last
not.
time round.
They were
Okay.
5th place last
Right.
year.
Okay. All
And the
right.
Italians did not participate in the last year's event. So improvement, notable improvement for the Germans, going home with the medal. And I think 3 of their players were also present at the team competition last year in Ufa, Russia.
Well, this is going to be really important for placing the teams in seeding for later team events. And when we come to the positioning in the Olympic Games, people are going to look back and say, oh, I wish I'd done something at the European teams. Well, be a bit late by then. You better do it now.
Well, you know, Germany also has a strong team competition culture domestically, so that gives them an edge up in experience fighting as a team.
Yes, Germany, the Netherlands, but no one more so than the French. It's the French club team championships that really sets them apart. And it shows, because they're hugely successful in team events. Right, we come now to the second of the bronze medal matches. This is Hungary going up against Turkey. And here is Lincolnhan once again with the lineup of the 2 teams.
Well, from the Hungarian side, I'm going to start with the plus 70 kilograms category. Jennifer Serlau, Jennifer, and the over 90 kilograms category, Dobos Levante, minus 57 kilograms category, Kowat Kiri, under 73 kilograms Boton, under 70 kilograms category, Jersak Sabina, and finally under 90 kilograms category, Safrani Peter. And on the Turkish side, we have, in the same order of weight category, Sibel Akbulut, Munir Ertug, Hasret Bozkurt, Behram Kendemir, Minel Akdeniz, and finally Omar Aydin.
Right, no surprises from either of the 2 teams there. A good lineup. Matthew Bataille is the referee in the middle for this one. I'm just wondering where you're going to put your money. I said that I fancied the Germans against the Italians by just a shade. It turned out to be a little bit more than a shade, didn't it? It turned out to be a bit of a thumping. And as far as this one is concerned, I think I'm going to have to go with the Turkish team.
Turkish has showed us, you know, consistent performance.
They've looked a little bit stronger, in my opinion. However, you never know how things are going to turn out.
Well, let's see how the first match will be decided between Serlau Jennifer and Sibel Akbulut.
Matthew Bataille got the athletes underway pretty quickly, I think. Usually have a little bit more time before they are called out. The stadium announcer was still going on about the announcement when the athletes were underway. We've just seen down at the far end of the competition hall the magnificent trophies that would be presented.
Well, they're going to have to find extra luggage to take those things home on the plane.
Someone's going to have some silverware to take home. The airlines are usually very good about that. And if you win a big trophy, they say, okay, we'll make room for it.
Well, it's definitely going to be hard-earned. All right, a little bit of size difference between the two. I think Silao might be a 78 kilograms player normally, whereas Akbulut is a real super heavyweight at plus 78 kilograms, where she normally fights.
Silao actually is under 70 kilos, so she must have weighed in a little bit heavier today, but she under 70.
That's
a big ask, isn't it?
It's a big weight division change for her.
And the only reason that she's been allowed to compete is she's weighed in at plus 70. She had to be more than 70 kilos. So the likelihood is that when competing in her usual weight category, under 70 kilos, that she's training at maybe 73, 74, and she has to cut a couple of kilos,
right,
to get down. And here, at this competition, she hasn't had to cut anything. She may have stacked on a couple of extra kilos and come in at 76. Yeah, so no.
And sometimes people perform better, even if they come from lighter weight category, when they're fighting the super heavyweight. And now we're just waiting for Silao to get a bit of medical attention, maybe for a cut or something.
I think she had one earlier on. Could be the fingers, something to do with the fingers. And that slowed her down in a previous match.
Oh, nothing major.
Yeah, well, let's hope not. This is the opening contest in the match between Hungary and Turkey. It's the second of the bronze medal matches. The first match was already come and gone, and it was Germany who overcame Italy 4-0. I'll just stand up and see if we can see from our medical, where our medical staff are trying to. Oh no, it was a nosebleed.
Oh,
beg your pardon.
Well,
yeah, and she had come off on map number 1 earlier on.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah,
yes, now I
the
remember
nosebleed. Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't take 7 minutes.
Sometimes it's difficult to stop. Anyway, she's spirited, isn't she? Almost got pushed back. You can see the size difference there, can't you?
She's struggling a little bit.
It's another good effort. She's not without spirit.
A strong pull, so definitely not a false attack.
Now, Sabila picks up a penalty, does she?
So they're even. And Hungary beat Slovenia in the first round, lost to the Netherlands in the second round, and beat Czechia in the repechage to be here in the bronze medal contest. While Turkey won against Bulgaria in the first round, against Italy the second round, lost to France in the semifinal, and dropped down to fight Hungary. Oh, that was almost a counter. That was Sotogari attempt.
It was 4-1. Turkey being downed by France.
So total domination. Nearly, anyway.
Tried to change directions there, but it was like hitting a brick wall, wasn't it?
Yes.
Really didn't move Akbulut. She didn't really move her with the first action. That was the problem.
In fact, there was no, stepping, no change of angle. Okay.
Yeah, that's when she is likely to have more success, when Akbulut is coming on. You have to have that movement. You don't have sufficient enough power in order to generate it from a standing position. She's just too strong. Akbulut is too strong. So you have to have her moving and coming on to your technique. But she's keeping up the attacks. It could be that she will draw a second penalty here. She's just got to be clever in the timing. And there is the second penalty.
Well, if she keeps pressing forward, she might be able to force a third penalty.
Yeah, and then when she decides, I'm ready to throw, there's nothing that you can do to stop it.
With that Soto Makikomi and then this passing to Yuko Shukatami, the classical.
All of that hard work just undone in a simple Makikomi, was it?
Yes.
And if there is a throw that you're going to say is a typical super heavyweight throw, it's going to be Makikomi. And she decided, well, nothing else is working. I'll go back to Old Faithful, pull out the Makikomi. And there it was. Yeah, almost like a juggler trying a few things there. Matthew Bataille almost giving the contest the wrong way, but Akbulut is the winner. 1-0. Turkey leads over Hungary.
Well, that's a classic Soto Makikomi. Just with her mass, it was enough to pull her opponent down and roll. And then arm under the leg, grabbing onto the lapel, passing the head around the leg for the Yuko Shukatami. Coming up next, we have Dobos Levent in white, representing Hungary, and Munir Ertug in blue, representing Turkey for the men's over 90 kilograms category.
We call it the super heavyweights, but and they may very well be in the super heavyweight division, but they're not the heaviest, are they?
Azari right away from Ertug.
Well,
trying to free that leg.
He could have spent a little bit more time on trying to free the leg in the beginning, but he opted for the trap the top half option. You know, you have to decide which one. It's going to be very difficult to be working and concentrating on both things, but you have to decide whether you're going to secure the top half and then free the leg, or make sure that the leg is not trapped and then try and take the top half. The temptation is always or the temptation for most of the time is to go for the top half. You try and secure the top half first and then try and free the leg. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for Ertug on that occasion.
I think Ertug is the only brown belt I see in this tournament. Guess he hasn't even gotten any black belt yet.
That's Dobos, isn't it?
Yes.
Beg your pardon, Dobos. It looks like he's still a first cue, but it's possible that it's just a faded black belt. That's quite some fading that went on there, if it is.
I know in a lot of countries, if you don't do the examination for Shodan, with the kata especially, they cannot pass. So even though like they may have a lot of experience, they still remain brown belt technically, even though they are as good as any black belt.
He's beginning to warm up now, isn't he, Ertug? You can just see from the movements that he's confident here. That is his chances.
Well, Dobos gets launched, but he's able to land on his knees, you know, forming a wide base.
"19 years old, Ertug.
I don't really know Dobos's age, but I imagine he's around similar age.
I can't really remember having seen him before. Dobos.
There's not much record of him competing internationally.
Oh, I see. All right. Maybe that's why I can't remember having seen him. Picks up a Shido.
Well, Ertug is already leading with Wazari, so unless Dobos can come up with something in the last minute, I don't see how he's going to turn the tide.
He likes that little feint, does Ertug.
That's a nice preparation. You know, at least he tries to prepare for his attacks instead of just jumping in for the Makikomi.
And, second penalty, yeah. Well, it's a difficult outing for the Hungarian, Dobos Levante. Munir Ertug causing the Hungarians quite a few problems, and that's quite apart from his having to stay up with the tempo. It's been a reasonable tempo for a super heavyweight contest, and it's clearly physically draining Dobos, although he does try to go low, left-sided there. Yeah, gripping infringement, yeah.
Yeah, the cross grip without really doing anything. Oh!
Right at the end, he buried him, but I'm not sure if they're going to give the score.
I think may have started just as the clock was turning 0-0.
Yes.
0-0-1.
I don't think the buzzer had gone. No score was given, but it was Wazari on the board anyway, so it doesn't matter, you know, if they add to the score or not. That was a win for Munir Ertug of Turkey, and that makes the score 2-0 in favor of Turkey. Turkey, beg your pardon. I'm going to have to get used to that.
Will be the women under 57 kilo category.
Catégorie féminine, moins de 57 kilos.
Coming up next, we have Kovacs Kitty of Hungary in white, and Hasret Bozkurt of Turkey in blue. And this is a women's under 57 kilograms category.
And the referee in the middle for this one is Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland.
Well, I expect a lot of actions in this category. A lot more movement. Straight away. Kovacs wastes no time getting the high grip. Oh, what a Nagi attempt from Bozkurt against the Hungarian.
They may want to review this action just to check the landing. You can't put both hands behind and in an attempt to avoid the landing. One, yes, and I think you did have one, but not both.
Right.
So that's why there was no score given. They would have given a score if you put both hands behind.
And that's a recent rule change to discourage people from not doing proper ukimi.
Makikomi, good score.
Close skirt really just went over.
Yeah.
Trapping that leg.
He's a little bit too high up in trying to use the left foot to free. Sorry, use the right leg to free the left. It's the left leg that's trapped, and it's not going to go anywhere now. She really wanted that down on the knee. She didn't have the leverage. That's when it really causes some pain. Look, it's a contact sport. It's going to happen. Two to nothing. Turkey lead over Hungary.
And I can imagine.
Ooh,
Oh,
yes. Great comeback.
She was waiting for that. You can tell she was just like, okay, coming for you, Uchimata. Very bold.
Hasn't bowed yet. That's what they like you to wait for. Once you've bowed and showed the due respect to your opponent, then you can make all your heart signs, wave to your mum or your dad or whoever it is that you're sending hearts to. You know? 3-0 now.
Yeah, that's a low uranagi back throw, but
Out of his chair again.
Now, the next category will be men.
and the last one, well, I wouldn't say the last one, the next one. I jump ahead of myself today, you know, but definitely it could be the last one, but it's not the last one. guys.
Well, it could very well be, Lincoln. You're not wrong. It may be that this will end up being the last one.
And that's Toton of Hungary in white and Kademir Bayram of Turkey in blue. And
On the board already.
I didn't even have time to look
Kademir,
up.
yeah.
You know,
Wasn't he the one who threw early on, very early? Who was it that... no, it was...
Ukraine against Poland, I think.
Oh, it's the Polish boy that got absolutely
First
lapped.
round of the day,
Yeah, first fight of the day.
the Ashibarai.
4 or 5 seconds. He's not far behind Tot Botond, is he? Having gone over in the first, was it 10, 15 seconds?
That's right.
Trying to come back into it here. Oh, he does, he does! That's terrific.
Nice.
Yep. He's just got to trap the leg now.
He may have been caught in the opening seconds, but he definitely leveled the score by now in the first minute. A little bit less pressure. With more than 3 minutes left. So we're seeing a lot of Kenkayutsu opposite stance on this mat in the afternoon session. Oh, nice entry for Tayotoshi.
But almost taken back. Yeah, the shape was good. However, the balance was just off. He was just leaning back a little bit, and he was almost taken backwards, almost countered.
Again, that sticky foot. Eiko Sotogari.
This one's not going the distance, is it?
It's looks like both are willing to take risks.
Someone's going to come up with a score. Yeah, it's that turn, yeah, and it's done above the ground. Now, are they going to have a look at that? The reason that he hasn't given a score is because he's not absolutely certain whether that counter was done above ground. No, and not even going to look at it.
In fact, that's another recent rule change where they say you cannot just simply roll your opponent to the other side.
Yes, and it normally came from the uchimata. You just, you know, like hoovered them and you just fell over to one side. This is a terrific bit of work. Really good contest. I'm enjoying this. Not sure which way this is going to go, Lincoln.
Well, it's hard to say. I think both are showing, you know, good movement and good techniques. And, you know, Toad can really surprise everyone. And maybe save the day.
Well, he's pulled it back. He was Wazari down. And remember, they are 3-0 down. So it's absolutely essential that he takes this.
A lot of pressure on Toad. I would rather see Hungary winning the next 3 matches. So we have a draw, so we can finally see a tiebreaker. But that's some wishful thinking on my side.
Yes, Lincoln, you've just upset all our Turkish viewers there.
Well, it's not to see. Well, there's still the verdict, even with tiebreaker. You know, who's going to win? And
as he landed him. Oh. Well, the Hungarians are claiming a score, but
what's the second time he has done that? Taniotoshi. Yeah. Taniotoshi, and again. What a quick switch of direction, very quick reaction.
Oh, and quickly into the Sangaku as well. Going to wrap this up. Just lean up on top now. There it is.
Oh, wow.
Osai Komi. And he's had to tap out.
Tapping.
Terrific Sangaku Gatami there.
Wow. And Toad saved the day.
But in fact, Sangaku Jimmy in the end. The squeeze was on and he had to tap out from that.
Came in for Taniotoshi, tried again. Reacted to his opponent's counterattack. Both went down, locked up, like you said, the Sankaku Jimmy, triangle, strangle, and with 18 seconds left.
I'm going to go back to something you said earlier on about the nice-looking entry into Taitoshi. How many times did he go into that Taitoshi and it looked really nice?
Yes.
Really good shape.
Still leads with 3 wins, 2 losses.
Oh, that was super. He got caught there. And then he finished it off. Look how quickly he wrapped the legs up.
He trapped that arm.
Yeah. Yeah, the squeeze was on. He had to tap out. 3-1.
That squeeze carried the pressure of the entire team from Hungary. I can tell you that.
Well, here's another must-win contest. Raul Camacho is in charge of this one.
This is between Gershak and Sabina of Hungary and Minel Akdeniz of Turkey in blue. So now the torch has been passed down from both sides, but especially with Gershak. She really has to win this one if she wants to keep Hungary in the play.
Gershak just a little bit loose with the competition area there. Just have to be careful. In tennis, they have a phrase that they use, unforced errors.
Unforced errors.
Yes, if in tennis you try to pass someone and there was no need, you could just have hit it back over and you've kept the ball in play and you decide, oh, I'm going to go for this. It's an unforced error.
Interesting.
And in judo, we have them as well. Wander out of the competition area and you didn't have to. It's an unforced error. all sorts of gripping infringements and things, they come under the heading of an unforced error.
I think we should start using this terminology.
Yeah,
a bit more.
I've tried to introduce it with my other colleagues. We'll see if they pick up on it. It's easily explained. You didn't have to do that.
Right.
And when we come to this point where they're both passive, then you need to be able to recognize that and attack that. I mean, look at here. You need to stand up. There's a chance here now of both of you being penalized. Whoever gets out of there first avoids the penalty. We saw that earlier on with the passivity.
Right.
They were both passive. The referee let it go, he let it go. One person attacked, Mate Shido to the one who didn't. So try and avoid those errors. You should be aware as a high performance player of all of those situations and try to make sure that you avoid them and that you don't commit any unforced errors.
Another Sankaku Jimi attempt from Gersak.
Yeah, not quite as sharp as Tot, though. Maybe she needs a bit of work with Totti to sharpen up that Sankaku entry, because he really was onto it very, very quickly. Pulled one back for the Hungarians. 3-1 they trail now, with Gersak Sabina being in the position to try and keep them in the match. Has to take this contest.
Again, they're in this opposite grip around the back. Extreme stance. Both have just really deep grip with what normally would be the lapel hand. And no penalty is on board against either player. We're almost into the last minute. So once again, it seems like these two have this matchup of style. Oh, that looks dangerously close to a score. Fortunately,
that was a very good looking technique, wasn't it? She really drew her opponent into that, sucked her into that, the thinking of one direction, that things were going in one direction, and she took her in the other. She really drew her forward, preparing for the reaction, which is to fight going backwards, and that's exactly where Gersak took her.
Especially given that type of gripping stance they have. Oh,
that's another good effort. Yeah, therein lies the problem that Gersak has had throughout her career, even as a junior. Just picks up too many injuries.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
really. That's it can be very limiting to one's career development.
it certainly made things difficult for Gersak. A fully fit Gersak is incredibly dangerous. But I don't think we've seen a fully fit Gersak for a very long time. Always battling some sort of injury. Just battling fatigue at the moment. Second to her feet. She's back in the middle now. Nice and tall for the weight category.
Oh, and this is going to golden score with no penalty, and first penalty on the clock went to Gersak for blocking the hand.
Unforced error.
Yes, that can definitely qualify as an unforced error. But with just one penalty and plenty time ahead of them, I think they better decide this with a technique.
had an incredible start to her career. Gershak. Junior European champion in 2014, and then she repeated in 2015 in the same year that she won the Junior World Championship. So as a youngster, what are we talking about? 7 years ago? 20 years old, really showed incredible promise. And then after that, a series of injuries have made it hard going.
Oh, that's close to being landing on the side. And Jujigatami.
Tap out there.
Oh, what a good transition again from the Hungarian side. Oh.
3-2. Turkey, this is what you were asking for. I told you the Turkish viewers were going to be upset with you.
Well, I didn't predict it. I'm just saying I was trying to see, you know, at least one tiebreaker today. Circling around, almost getting a score. Jumping on that arm and just
very quickly onto it, wasn't she?
Just one of those positions one lands in, you know. Unfortunately for Akdeniz, leaving the arm behind the back, there's really no defense from there.
Well, I know you're gonna. This is gonna make you really happy. So go for it with the introductions with Turkey.
Well,
Turkey are leading 3-2. Here is the must-win, another must-win contest for Hungary. Go ahead, Lincoln.
This is actually the real last one. Before I go to tiebreaker, depends on how it goes. And this is between Safrani Peter in white, representing Hungary, and Omar Aydin of Turkey in blue. So this is the men's under 90 kilograms category, and it's going to be decisive either way of whether keeping Hungary in or giving Turkey the bronze medal. So if Hungary wins this contest, then we will definitely go to tiebreaker, and I think that's what many viewers are curious about, especially if they haven't seen one before. But I think for Turkey, they definitely want this one to be a clear victory, so they don't have to go to tiebreaker. And no one has to blame me afterward for jinxing it.
Just use the hand to trap that leg in that last exchange. Who's picked up a penalty. Aydin. Well, nervous time for the Turkish team because Hungary were 3-0 down and tied, well, not tied things off, but they've come back pretty strongly. And now it's Turkey. Well, you look 3-2.
It looks like if all but a foregone conclusion for Turkey earlier, until it wasn't. And now, this, you know, Aydin is, he can be explosive, but...
oh, he's down now.
Oh,
yep.
Oh. Just lost his balance. Couldn't really twist out of that.
I don't believe this. They're going to come and tie it up now. You're going to get what you asked for.
But when I said it, it seemed to be
a long way off.
Very unlikely, even.
Well, now we're on the brink of it happening. 2 minutes and 19 seconds left on the clock. Safrani Peter has taken the lead over Omar Aydin in this contest. Leads by Wazari. Aydin is going to have to come up with something special to put Hungary out. Shafrani has just got to hang in there for another, well, it's not even 2 minutes now, is it? Less than 2 minutes.
That's right. Well, this is another Kenkayutsu situation where you have left against right. And then it's really
Oh, no.
Oh,
Can you believe it?
it's over. He's been trying to put us aside Tsukumiyashi several times. And I guess my dream is dashed.
Well, they were on the brink of giving us our first tie.
Well, in a way, I guess Omar is the tiebreaker. He's like, I'm going to
Yes,
break the
he
tie
did
before
it.
we get to it, you know. Arm coming across, arm going under and driving back after the first movement from blocking the foot.
And it was all arms, wasn't it?
Yes.
At what point? I mean, it was an interesting one to see at what point that technique really got underway. But anyway, we saw the result. 4-2, the final score. Turkey over a spirited effort from the Hungarians, but it's the bronze medal that goes to the Turkish team.
So we have the 2 bronze medals decided. And so we'll be up for the final between France and the Netherlands. A little bit of a celebration. Look at the big smiles, especially on the girls' faces.
Yes, not in the top 4 seeds earlier today, Turkey.
Right.
Mind you, Hungary were not in the top 4 seeds earlier on.
That's right. Well, at least 3 of the, actually, 3 of the top 4 seeds all will get a medal.
Yes.
France, Germany, Netherlands. Italy took 5th place, despite being the number 4 seed here. So
Germany have already wrapped up their medal. They came in as the number 2 seeds here today. Fell against the Netherlands in the semi-final. Some great scenes for Turkey.
that's a Tayotoshi. Tayotoshi and Osoto didn't get it, and then straight.
That was tough, wasn't it? He was quite a boy.
It's quick thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, Tot and Gershak coming up with wins and just giving Hungary the feeling that they might still be in it. Shafrani Peter as well
Yes.
was getting there. It was leading by Wazari.
In fact, he had a Vazari, a nice one too.
And then in the end, it was Omer Aydin who came up and dashed the hopes of the Hungarian team. 5th place finish for them. There is the remainder of the French team who are watching on, waiting for their teammates who've been selected for the final to come out and do battle for the last match in this year's European Judo Championships mixed team event. It's the final, and we've got the host nation, the home team, and the favorites, the number 1 seeds. Name, call it what you will. The reigning Olympic champions, France, going up against the challengers, the visitors from up north, the Netherlands. There's the president of the European Judo Union on the right there, Dr. Tot Laszlo from Hungary, and on the left there, The incredible Jevries Eman. What an athlete she was.
And now she's working as an advocate for athletes.
Yeah, one of my favorites of all time. Well, right, here we go. It's Lincoln Hahn to give you the rundown of the two teams.
Well, for France, we have the women's over 70 kilograms category, Julia Tolofua. The men's plus 90 kilograms category, Emre Sanal. Women's under 57 kilograms, Priscilla Nito. Men's under 73 kilograms category, Benjamin Oxus. Women's under 70 kilograms, Magal Pinot. And finally, the men's under 90 kilograms category, Loris Tassir. And on the other side in blue, from the Netherlands, in the same order of appearance, we have Marie Kamps, Ur Spijkers, Shannon van den Meeberg, Matthias van Harten, Sanne van Dijk, and finally Frank de Witt. And this is the second time the Netherlands find itself in the final in this mixed team European Championships since last year.
I can see how relaxed the Dutch team are. Matthias van Harten there, standing in front of Sanne van Dijk, who was smiling. Frank de Witt, well, he's always smiling, but they look on good form.
Yes, they do. I think also the fact that 3 of them were in the final last year, or at least 2 of them were in the final last year against Georgia. But the French team has a really superb lineup.
It's our first look at Priscilla Neto.
Yes,
by the way,
is.
we haven't seen her. Emre Sanal, our first look at him. They've popped him in there in the plus 90 kilo category. Pinot Tassier, well, Pinot didn't get a go last time. Her name appeared on the sheet. Anyway, she's on here as well. And Julia Tolofua, I think, for me, the better
And you were telling me earlier that most likely they're going to bring her in the final.
Yeah.
And you were right.
It's the better pick, I think. They're just keeping the crowd waiting for the French team. Not quite sure. Oh, we've lost the microphone. And here they come. Well, that was great because we'd lost the microphone, so we had to have a stadium announcer just by hand, geeing the crowd up and calling them in.
Everybody understood what they're supposed to do.
Well, they haven't been able to introduce the athletes themselves. However, luckily enough, we've been able to do that at home, haven't we? Gave you the team. The referee in the middle for this one is Gostini Balas of Hungary. Can't keep a good man down.
Well, they definitely have a good lineup of referees at this event. Some very high caliber referees. Very qualified and competent.
Right, the two teams will bow onto the mat, bow to the Choseki, and then we're about to get underway with the first of the contests in this, the final of the European Judo Championships mixed team event. Tolofua in the white judogi, Kamps in blue, and with commentary on this one, here is an excited Lincoln Hahn.
Well, as you were saying earlier, Tolofua is one of the more technically capable super heavyweights from France, who is, you know, always moving and actually trying to set up for her throws. So I think we will probably see some kind of technical finish in this match. And the Kamps is also quite accomplished. World Junior Champion 2021, whereas Tolofua is a World Senior Bronze Medalist this year. So these two are well matched terms of skill level.
Well, they've gone up against each other on at least 2 previous occasions. And on both occasions, Tolofua has come out on top. And they were both this year, actually, back in June at the Grand Slam in Tbilisi and back in April at the Grand Slam in Antalya. Strong grip here from Tolofua. Let's see if she uses it or just crushes Marit Kamps. A little bit of crushing for me. Uchimata. And at least, as long as she keeps attacking, then they will allow the action to continue. And then at some stage, they'll say, OK, Marit, you're going to need to get your head up. So she picks up a Judo for that overly defensive posture.
And you can see Tolofua has a really different style from her teammate, Fontaine. You know, she dominates, but she doesn't stay there. She's always active with the gripping and with the movement.
Yes, Tolofua is really growing into the, can you say growing into the weight category? Both athletes picking up, well, no, just Tolofua for avoiding to take a grip.
Second penalty already.
Not the most welcome of decisions made by the referee today. You've got to be careful not to break off the grip either.
Just got to take it and keep it. 2 minutes left, she can't afford.
Almost ducked underneath, but there was no grip. Uchimata from Tolofua doesn't quite get Kamps over onto a side.
As you said, can't really afford another unforced error with half a match left.
Yes, there's plenty of time left on the clock. 2 penalties up there. It really does suggest that this is not going to go the distance.
With the first match setting the pace, and first contest setting the pace for the team match. And she really wants to not make that kind of error. And I think Kamps is also looking for a way to win this one, despite of the previous 2 individual losses against Tolofua in the other competitions.
Kamps is not a small athlete. When you stand next to her or you're talking with her, you know, she's got quite a size, but Tolofua just dwarfs her, doesn't she? She's got to get out of that corner. Don't want to be stuck in there with your back against the edge of the competition area.
Just so strong, Tolofua. She's imposing her game on Kamps, and Kamps is having a little bit difficulty.
Got to get some movement going. Your opponent has picked up 2 penalties. You're in the back end of the contest now, and you know that heavyweights don't like. And now it's Kamps who picks up a penalty for avoiding to take a grip.
Well, I'm afraid this may be decided by penalties instead of a technical action.
Well, Kamps has got to be aware of that. And if she's aware of the possibility that it will be penalties that will decide it, she's got to ensure that she's the one who avoids picking up the penalty.
She's head up, passive in this situation.
And got to come up with an attack now. Kamps can't afford to stay there bent over, and especially in that corner. Uchimata over she goes.
And Wazari on the clock.
With 1 second left.
Yes. Well, it's really not much to say. The crowd is applauding.
Well, it's the French team that Julia Tolofua is pointing to as if to say, oh, I told you I could do it. Yeah, she gives the let's have it large signal to the French crowd.
We're on the edge.
Let's make some noise.
Sticky leg. Kenken Uchimata keeps driving with no time left.
Priscilla Neto in the background, fueling up. Yep. Oh, I told you I could do it, she says. Lincoln, who have we got coming up next?
Coming up, we have Emre Sanel in white for France and your Spikers in blue for the Netherlands. And this is the men's super heavyweight plus 90 kilograms category.
Right, well, for me, sorry, Lincoln, this is the one. Whoever wins this takes it. The winner takes this.
And I think that's a fair assessment.
Judo Spikers, if he wants the Dutch to win this gold medal, he has to win this contest.
Have these two met previously?
I shall tell you.
Take a look.
I think they have, and I think Sanel has beaten him, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have a look and see.
Well, Sanel is the older one at 28 years old. And Spikers is probably barely 20 years old. Ochigari gets countered. And Ippon goes to Spikers. Oh, Sanel really looks committed with that Ochigari with good frontal chest-to-chest contact.
Right, so the situation changes now. And what I mean by that, if you look at the coaches from the Dutch side, they're hopeful that their team will put up a good effort. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
They're hopeful that their team will put up a good effort. Not that they're going to beat the French. They just don't want to come out here and be embarrassed.
Right. It's not going to be a wipeout.
Right. And had they lost that one, then you've now got Priscilla Netto going up against Shannon van der Meeberg. Netto is an Olympic medalist. You know, this is someone who's got masses of experience. So your money is going to be on Netto. Matthias van Harten, he's at the back end of his career. You know, you've got to be looking at access for that. So they could have been 4-0, end of story. Margot Pinot will have her hands full with Sanne van Dijk, and De Witt, I think, can do Loris Tassier. So this is important. We get to this contest here. Netto is by far the favorite for this one. It's a huge ask for Shannon van der Meeberg to go up against Netto. It's Netto of France in the white judogi, van der Meeberg of the Netherlands in blue. Here's Lincoln.
Well, Netto is keeping up van der Meeberg with the gripping, not allowing her to get that dominant hand, controlling the sleeves. So France really brought their A game here with this team selection.
We got the stadium announcer back with the microphone.
Netto is definitely she shows her class at the steel toe sheet. And clean finish in the first minute.
That was a massive ask. We said that at the beginning of the contest. It was a huge task for Shannon van der Meeberg to go up against Priscilla Netto. It's 2-1 to the French, but the situation hasn't really changed because Matthias van Harten has to go up against the more experienced, the more established.
Right.
Benjamin Axus.
And Axus is a bit awkward as he's so tall.
And this could be 3-1 France. Matthias van Harten, however, could really steal the show. This is his last outing for the Netherlands. He retires after this. What a way to go out, to win here, and then if the Dutch go on to beat the French in France, that would be a party all the way back.
It can
to the
happen.
Netherlands.
The French beat the Japanese in the Olympic Games at the team competition in Japan, so there's no telling at this point. And Benjamin Axus is in white, and Matthias van Harten is in blue. You can see there's almost a head of difference in the height.
Yeah, huge task here.
I think Oxus, apart from his judo, is also noted for his height in the under 73 kilograms category. I believe he's the tallest player currently competing in this category internationally.
I'm not sure what he's doing retiring at 25, but you know, anyway, he's decided that this is his swan song. I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to go off and do something else, but he was around as a junior for a long time. I remember seeing him at 50 kilos as a cadet.
I see.
So he's gone through the, and I think, well, that for me was some escaping from Benjamin Axis there.
Interesting. 25 is a little bit early for retirement, but everyone has his reasons. And Oxus was also an Olympian, so very experienced. And Uchinada supporting on the hand.
It's incredible when you get a team that really gives, you know, full effort, and you have to give credit to the Dutch for having been in the final last year.
Yes.
And again in the final this year. They're just a little bit light in the two weight categories there with Shannon van der Meeberg and Matthias van Harten. I mean, I don't know whether Plony Cornelissa would have done any better at 57. That was another option for them. She could very well have gone the same way against Priscilla Neto. Anyway, it's all speculation. The one thing that we know for certain is that France lead 2-1 in the match.
It's just a very awkward style to deal with. It almost reminds me of the Uzbek who recently won the 100 kilograms category.
Yeah, Toroboyev.
You know, he was also very tall, very rangy.
Yeah, absolutely correct, yes. Good analogy there. Two of them, actually. Muzaffarbek Toroboyev and Otarbek or Oatbek or Otarbek.
Yes.
Toroboyev, yeah. And it was Muzaffarbek Toroboyev who defeated Kyle Reyes of Canada in that final.
I remember watching that.
He picks up a penalty for that overly defensive posture, which was really brought about by that very strong grip from Benjamin Axis.
It's such an awkward style to deal with.
Yeah,
most players. So once the arm's over, what he's going to do, can't grab the leg, so he's got to find some way, and he tries to do this, you know, kind of
a Kataguruma shoulder wheel. If he could have got his head underneath, taken him over.
I mean, the height difference there to make that happen. So awkward. Oh.
Well, Wazari on the board now for Axis. That job just got that little bit harder.
I think Van Harten's complaining that it was like just taken straight down to his neck, straight onto his face. But the score remains.
I haven't seen the replay of that, but it would appear with the commissioners watching on right in front of the action and an Olympic referee in the middle giving the score that it was enough. Well, they're not going to give a score for that. There is no score.
No, there's no
for that. I love the fact that there was this massive chair and the whole of the French team leapt up and the referee didn't move.
Van Harten's managing very well, defending against the Sankaku Jimmy attempt from Oxus. You know, doing the right thing, keeping his posture, and just trying to get up as much as, you know, as he can, as soon as he can.
And having stayed penalty free, he can afford a little bit of staying away from his opponent, avoidance, if you like. 3 seconds left to go. Matthias van Harten can be proud of his effort, not just in this contest, but in all of the contests.
And that's it. Doesn't really matter. Alex is picking up the first penalty for stepping out at the end of the contest.
Yes, and the referee rather angrily pointed to the point where he should have been standing as he was walking off, celebrating. Always a bad thing.
Yes.
Just get the niceties out of the way, bow, and then you can celebrate all you like. Anyway, Benjamin Axis makes it 3-1 in favor of France. One more, and France will take the gold medal.
Well, the Dutch team is still not out yet.
No, no.
You know, I wouldn't, you know, count them out until at least after this match.
Well, the thing about it is this is one of the strongest of the Dutch fighters now. Coming on to the mat now, the world #1 in the under 70 kilo category. Sanne van Dijken goes up against Margot Pinot of France. It'll be Pinot in the white judo gi, Van Dijk in blue. The pair have gone head-to-head on 6 previous occasions, and the head-to-head is finally balanced at 3-3, with Sanne van Dijken having won the last head-to-head, which was at the European Championships in Lisbon last year, in the final.
So these two know each other very well.
Yep.
This is going to be a replay of their previous matches in one way or another.
This is the 4th time that they've gone head-to-head in a final. First time that they've gone head-to-head in a team championship final, but...
Well, I think Van Dijk, especially given the pressure she's under to keep her team in, will be extraordinarily motivated to bring the fight to Pinot. And Pinot fighting a home ground, can you imagine?
Just picked up a penalty for a gripping infringement there, Margot Pinot.
A little bit overly eager to get the upper hand.
Lunge towards her opponent there, but Van Dijken felt that coming. Step back, just left a little bit of space there.
Well, Pinot has experience being the first Olympic mixed team event in Tokyo.
Yes, there is that.
Oh,
gone over for Wasari.
Seoto, she's straight into Yokoshioka Tami with the legs spread out. Oh, and Van Dijk turns out of that. It's a really quick escape. Good thinking.
Well, the job just became that little bit harder now, because not only do they trail in the match, they now trail in the contest. Wasari on the board for Margot Pinot. Van Dijken just held the hand out there. She caught her in the face by accident. Gonna have to get a little bit closer than that.
Right, a little bit of ashiwaza, continuously different side.
Needs to turn. Don't want to get backed up into the corner. Remember, it is Pinot who's picked up the penalty. She's got the Wasari, and the likelihood is that she'll want to sit on that rather than try to open up, come up with another score and give Van Dijken the chance for a counter. So she may play this a little bit cagey. A minute 54, that's plenty of time left to go. So Van Dijk has got to look at that as well. That is an option.
Well, she's not out. You know, she may have got caught early on, but she's still in.
And you give Frank de Witt a chance at the end, you never know what can happen with Action Man.
can hear the French crowd shouting Margot in support.
Yeah, they want Margot Pinot to end it now. They don't want to see Frank de Witt. That's the last person they want to see on the mat. And we still have not had a 3-3. Koji Gagi, over she goes, that's it!
Yes, that's it. Oh, clean.
There'll be no Frank de Witt heroics. He won't be needed because Margot Pinot has thrown the world #1, not once, but twice, and with a beautiful Koji Gaki to end the contest and to take the match for France 4-1.
Look at the smile. She knows she decided the fate of the match. And the crowd can't be happier in support of their champion. Such a nice drop and a turn. It's a really, really nice turn, looking up toward the ceiling to finish up that Seotoshi. And there we go.
Yeah, not once, but twice she was caught. I mean, really well. The Seotoshi was really nicely done, but that Koji Gaki, you're not going to get off that. And it was a big gap, you know, there was
really
a real lunge
back.
Yeah.
It was a clean win, there's no controversy, nothing to dispute.
Well, that was incredibly quick. We began at 4 o'clock, and by 5:30, we'd wrapped everything up.
And we have the champion, the vice champion decided, with France winning on home ground. And the Netherlands retained its silver medal position from last year. The same result.
Yeah, there were wins for Tolofua, Neto, Axus, and then Pinot. Spikers was the lone Dutch athlete to come up with a win. They really needed Sanne van Dijken to hold them in there. And even, you know, then it wasn't certain that Frank de Witt would be able to come up with something, although I strongly suspect that he would have been able to pull it out. Then we would have had the 3-3 that we were looking for.
Well, no tiebreaker all day today.
No,
not even
not
once. Not once.
Well, if you're going to have an event at home, if you're going to host an event, you really want to end up in the final and win it. Send everyone home who's paid their money and traveled here to have a memorable day and give them something to celebrate. That's exactly what the French team have done, and done it in real style. Never looked in trouble in the 3 matches that they had to battle it out for. And now here come the remainder of the French team to join those who took part in the final.
For a big celebration and a group picture.
Yeah, Tolofua is joined now by Leah Fontaine. Faiza Mokhtar comes on and is with Priscilla Neto. And Marie-Eve Gahi is standing right next to, arms around Margot Pinot. It was a good French team. And I think, you know, apart from the fact that they were fighting at home, Guillaume Chain was in there. We didn't see him.
No, we didn't.
All day. And they had that one change when they took Tirak out and put in Sanal, Emre Sanal. It didn't work because Joe Spikers beat him. But, you know, you roll the dice and that's how it goes.
Well, 4-1, that's still a dominating performance.
Well, we're going to have a lengthy presentation party because there's so many of them. You know what it's like when they get down there and you have to go through with all the introductions. Better get the names of the athletes ready. Lincoln, I'm going to hand over to you and you can run through the who's who if you like. There are plenty of them to choose from.
Well, as soon as they'll be ready for the awarding ceremony.
Well, we only had to get the Dutch out of their blue geese,
right,
and into their white for presentation, and then that was it.
So we have all the medalist teams decided, with gold medal going to France, silver medal going to the Netherlands, and the 2 bronze medals going to Germany and Turkey. Top 4 seeded teams here, 3 of them ended up with a medal, and Italy ended up with a 5th place. And they're just getting ready to set up the environment for the awarding ceremony in a few minutes.
Yeah, it shouldn't be long. I mean, there's plenty of action, well, plenty of highlights to enjoy whilst we wait for the awarding ceremony to get underway. And of course, what really makes it enjoyable is the fact that the home team won. I can't imagine a situation where they would have been knocked out in round 1, or where they had lost the final, and you would have had the same kind of atmosphere. You've got a great atmosphere because the home team won. Nothing wrong with that. They paid the money, they staged the event. Good luck. You know.
It's icing on the cake, you know. The gold medal.
We have got more judo for you is it a week or in 2 weeks? We're going to be in Gori,
yes,
for the European Club Team Championships. Don't miss out on that. That will also be action-packed.
And that will be in Georgia, so we're expecting a strong Georgian team. Well, I think since we have few new teams who were not present last year coming this year, I hope next year that there will be more teams taking part.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to draw your attention to the EJU flag handover ceremony.
Oh, okay. Before the presentation, we're going to have the flag handover ceremony.
Mr. Jacek Zawaka, President of the Polish Judo Association. Dr. Laszlo Todt, President of the European Judo Union.
Right, so I think the way that this normally goes is that the flag is handed from the hosts, and I think on this occasion, representing the French Judo Federation will be the French Judo Federation Vice President, Gevries Eman, 3 times world champion. She's in the book. A very special athlete. She will have the flag handed to her. She will then pass it to the president of the European Judo Union, Dr. Todt Laszlo.
Yes.
It will be back in the hands of the EJU, and will then hand it to the president of the Polish Judo Federation, who's going to be the host for the next event.
Interesting.
Well, I think we can get underway, can't we? Maybe they just wanted to stay in the middle for a few shots, you know, a few photographs are going to be taken. It's all very Olympic-like, isn't it?
Yes.
You know?
Well, it is an important event for the European Judo Union.
Yes, one of the flagship events.
And ceremonies are important. So at least we know where it's going to be next year, way ahead of time.
Yes.
Mr. Visible, Vice President of the French Judo Federation, that has successfully hosted the European Judo Championship Senior Mixed Team, Mulhouse, hands over each a new flag.
Yes, there she is, a real special athlete.
Of the European Judo Union.
All right. Dr. Todd, thanks very much for hosting the event. Congratulations for winning it, and we're glad to have the flag back. And Mr. Savadka, the president of the Polish Judo Association, he takes the flag.
2023.
Christian Fraser, the stadium announcer, was in the middle of telling us where it was going to be held in Poland, and the microphone went out. Right, okay. Someone's got to tell them on the podium that they're not going to get any more announcements. Yeah, well, Christian is doing a good job. He's just realized. Right, okay. It's going to be extremely difficult to tell people what to do if you haven't got a microphone. Anyway, so that was the flag handover ceremony, and that was all neatly done until the microphone failed. I hope they've got another one, because we're going to struggle otherwise. Anyway, we're just going to have a couple of highlights from the day's judo, and then we'll be underway with the the medal presentation.
Well, I did find out where it's going to be in Poland.
Oh, you did?
Yes, it's going to be in Krakow.
In Krakow, well done. Okay, because Christian Fraser couldn't get that out. It was just about to be announced, and then the microphone cut.
Well, the microphone has been having a little bit of issues, but for our viewers, next year, you'll be watching this event live broadcasted from Krakow.
Well, what we need is a microphone for the stadium. Maybe they can plug something into the laptop that appears to be working here. It's all slightly chaotic at the moment. Yep, that's working. No, it's not.
So, dear friends, at least we have one microphone. That's not the worst.
Okay, we'll go for it. Let's get on with it. We need the athletes. All right, well, the awarding party is waiting. The presentation, the presenters, you know, what should we call them, who normally hold the medals and pass the trophy, they're the presenting team. They are ready, and I think the teams in the back are waiting to come and collect their medals. We've got the 4 teams, and as Lincoln was saying earlier on, 3 of the top 4 seeds, or 3 of the 4 seeded teams made it to the podium. Germany, who were the number 2 seeds, finished in 3rd place, alongside Turkey, who were unseeded. The only seeded team that we lost were the Italians, who lost out to the Germans in that bronze medal contest.
Right.
And then France and the Netherlands made it to the final. The Netherlands were the number 3 seed this morning. The French were the number 1 team, and they finished in the number 1 position. Right, it looks as though the thumbs are up. We're getting the thumbs up from Hervoja Lindy. Things are nearly ready. A little bit more discussion now between some of the officials, but we're ready to go. Maybe it finished a bit earlier and early than they thought, and they weren't quite ready.
That's possible. No tiebreakers. If ever,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
if every match had a tiebreaker,
We could have been here until 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
As it is, it's 5:45, and we are ready to, what do they call it? Rock and roll. Ready to rock and roll. Tell you what, those of you who are still watching at home, waiting to see someone that you know pick up a medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the awarding ceremony
Won't be long now.
Judo Championship Senior Mixed Team, Mulhouse 2022.
And here come the athletes. Is that the number?
Well, that's the Dutch team.
They're the silver medal winners, or they come right down to
Yes.
the end. Plony Cornelissa, Shannon van der Mayberg, Sanne van Dijken, Marit Kamps, Karen Stevenson, Drew Spijkers, Frank de Wit. They're all up there. Matthias van Harten. And then some of the, well, the French team as well. Faiza Mokdar, Priscilla Neto, Benjamin Axus, Margot Pino, Marie-Yves Gahi. And then you've got the 2 super heavyweights standing next to each other, taking up a bit of room. Julia Tolafua, Leah Fontaine. And then the German team. I don't want to steal all your thunder. You better do a bit of the German
We've got
team.
Leah Schmidt, Jonas Schreiber, Seya Bauhaus, Alexander Bird, Gabler, Marlene Galandi, Alexander Wiczak, and a few more, I believe. Can't really see from here, but the Turkish team, we have Sibel Akbulut, Munir Ertug, Hasret Bozkurt, Bayram Kandemir, Minel Akdeniz, Omer Aydin.
Team of Germany.
It's definitely a crowded podium, especially designed for team medalists.
I like the idea of having all the medals presented by about 3 or 4 different people at the same time. It does move things along. Can you imagine if one person had to do all the medals? We might be here all night.
Oh, absolutely.
The late Francois Besson would have loved that. No, we do 1 medal at a time, he would have said. Patrick van Kalken is out there. Sergei Ashwanden as well.
And they're also doing it simultaneously because, you know,
Yeah.
they're still giving out the medals.
Yeah, best way to do it. And then the really big one is that somebody gets to do the trophy.
First Vice President
Ah, that's true too.
Agglomeration and Mayor of the City of Mulhouse.
And then whoever gets to hand, you know, the trophy to the winning team. And I always like to see who on the winning team picks up the trophy. So who from France do you think is going to pick up the trophy. That will be the thing. Faisal Mokhtar just getting pushed forward by the coach there. Hey, give me some room, says Priscilla Neto. Big smile on her face. Right at the front there, Margot Pinot, who came up with that super win against the world #1, Sanne van Dijken.
Yes.
That was terrific. She's got her medal now from Otto Kneiting, a handshake as well. That was a thing that we didn't have during the COVID.
That's true. I almost forgot about that.
Otto says that's gone out the window. We'll shake hands here. Marie-Yves Gahi as well, picking up her medal.
And no more masks too, you know.
No, that was all gone now. Who else is going to step forward? Julia Tolafua. She did a great job as well. Lots of promise there. They're sport for choice, aren't they? The French with the super heavyweights. And that's even in the absence of Romain Dicot.
Right. That's definitely a nice finish for the French team, which missed out on the podium last year.
Well, there are 4 trophies to be handed out. Each of the medal-winning teams gets a trophy. So pick out someone from the French team who's going to take the trophy. Who do you think it's going to be?
Well, I don't know, to be honest with you. Margot Pinot?
Well, we're going to find out now.
Well, she's being pushed by the coach in the front earlier.
We'll see. We'll see.
You take the trophy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the trophies for the bronze medal winner.
Right, well, we'll see who's going to do the presenting of the trophies first.
Vice President of French Judo Federation.
Right, Gevry Zeman is presenting the bronze medal trophies.
I think she gets to pick who to give it to.
Oh, right, she decided to give that to Alexander Witterczak. And then it was Minel Akdinez who picked it up for... No, it wasn't. Beg your pardon. It was Munir Ertug. I thought he fought really well. Right. Matthias van Hatten picks it up for the Dutch. He's retiring at 25.
It's a nice way to finish it.
Who's going to get it for the French then? Where's the trophy going? Dr. Todd Laszlo, president of the European Judo Union, is going to give that to Margot Pinot.
Yes, I guessed right.
Well, she did end it, didn't she?
Yes.
She brought the competition to an end.
She was the last fight.
Yeah, when she threw Sanne van Dijken twice. Really, really well. That last Koji Gaki was absolutely
please
terrific.
all rise for the national anthem of France.
And
now the national anthem of France. Well, as the strains of the Marseillaise die out, it's difficult to think of a better situation for the event than the French being able to lift the trophy on home soil. It worked out well for them, and the biggest nation in Europe as far as judo is concerned walks away with the biggest prize. No real surprise there then.
And that's the ending, bringing the most excitement from this crowd in the sold-out arena.
Right, join us again when we bring you more action, more judo action. Next time we will be in Gori in Georgia for the European Club Championships, the Golden League, I think it will be. We look forward to your company then, but from all of the broadcast team here in Mulhouse, Lincoln Hahn and myself. It's been very enjoyable, Lincoln.
Well,
I'll tell you what,
Sheldon.
you have the last words, you have the closing remarks, you go for it.
Well, it's been an exciting event. I definitely enjoy being here, watching the fights today, and especially finishing with the gold medal to the French team here in Mulhouse, France. And well, I'm looking forward to seeing this again next year in Krakow. And thank you, Sheldon, for the insights throughout the day. And we'll be seeing you at the next event. And thank you for watching.
Okay, bye-bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Get up and go get it. You gotta want it from the soul, you gotta feel it. You gotta seize it every moment, every minute, every time you get a chance, you gotta live it. Handle your business. I'm never scared with no fear, I'm well aware. I stay ready, I'm well prepared. I risk it all for the cause, take a risk and put it all on the line. I'm fearless. Yeah, I'm fearless. I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out.